Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more Los Angeles Lakers news, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. The Lakers tried to sign OG Arnanouby last season, but were unsuccessful. But the Lakers are still interested in the player, because he has the profile to fill gaps that exist in the team's roster. OG Arnanouby has the skills to fit perfectly into the Lakers roster. Signing him will leave the Lakers in a position to be the favorite to win the championship. The Lakers need to make a successful trade and sign OG Arnanouby. There are still plenty of games left to be played in the 2024-25 regular season. Likewise, there is an entire postseason of NBA basketball that needs to be taken care of too. Both of those should heavily feature the Los Angeles Lakers. Despite that, it has not stopped certain outlets from already looking ahead to the NBA offseason. Greg Swartz of Bleacher Report recently published an article suggesting one trade every team should propose on the first day of the NBA offseason. One of those 30 deals will be the focus here today. Swartz pitched the following move as one that the New York Knicks should make the call for once the moment allows for it. Los Angeles Lakers receive OG Arnanouby. New York Knicks receive you, Dalton Knecht, Rui Hachimura. It is time to put the thinking cap on and see if this is a move that makes sense for the Lakers. Lakers secure elite role player at steep cost. Swartz highlighted financial flexibility and added depth as the motivating factors for the Knicks in this deal. With Mikal Bridges in need of a new extension, OG Arnanouby's $212.5 million deal sticks out as an overpay for New York. Thus, the idea is to get more balanced with the acquisitions of Rui Hachimura, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Dalton Knecht. For the Knicks, it does make some sense. For the Lakers, it gets a little trickier. No one will sit here and question Arnanouby's status as an elite player within the ramifications of what is asked of him. The two-way wing is a tremendous defender, with plenty of versatility due to his strength and lateral movement. It would offer the Lakers a player who can routinely be tasked to face the opponent's top offensive option every night. Arnanouby is also a valuable offensive player for a couple of reasons. The former Toronto Raptors star has proven to be a low-maintenance player on that end due to his strong off-ball abilities. Arnanouby can excel as both a slasher and shooter without needing the basketball in his hands. During the 2024-25 season, the British-born baller has averaged 16.5 points with shooting splits of 47-37-80. Those splits do not do Arnanouby justice either. The forward has proven capable of knocking down closer to 40% from triple, displaying seasons where he shot 39.8, 39.0, 38.7, and 38.2 from downtown. That kind of shooting and slashing would make him a perfect fit in an offense beside Luka Doncic and LeBron James. In general, Arnanouby is the mold of player that any contender loves to have on their roster. There are just a few notable issues with this proposed deal. The first of those would be the whole reasoning suggested by Swartz for the deal in the first place: finances. Arnanouby is great at what he does, but paying him close to $40 million next year and then upwards of that value for every following season is a tough ask. This is especially true in the immediate future for a team that has a large chunk of their cap already tied to Doncic and James. Maybe LeBron would be willing to opt out of his contract this offseason and take a significant pay cut to help the Lakers push for a championship, but that is a difficult thing to bank on. The other concern would be Arnanouby's history with injuries. The talented defender has only played more than 70 games once in his career, to this point. To label Arnanouby as injury-prone would be slightly inaccurate, but the forward has been prone to dealing with some odd ailments that have forced him to miss significant chunks of individual seasons. Having that type of worry with a max player is far from an ideal situation. The polarizing reality of Kevin Durant and an off-season trade to the Lakers. Kevin Durant is a thrilling trade target, on paper. The 2025 offseason projects to be one of the craziest in recent NBA history. The incoming draft class is flush with big names and remarkable upside. Free agency will be headlined by multi-time All-Stars, and the trade market could be profoundly active. The latter development will likely be led by Phoenix Suns superstar Kevin Durant, who has already set the rumor mill ablaze. Durant is one of the greatest and most decorated players in NBA history. A four-time scoring champion who boasts an MVP award, 2 Finals MVP honors, and 11 All-NBA nods on his resume, there's no possible way to dispute his generational talent. According to Shams Charania of ESPN, Durant and the Suns will discuss a trade to a contender during the offseason if Phoenix is unable to make a deep run in the playoffs. It may be an exhausting exercise to link the Lakers to any big name that surfaces, but there's a polarizing reality to consider with a potential Durant trade. Are the Lakers the right contender for Kevin Durant? Assuming the Lakers are able to meet the Suns' asking price, they'd walk away with one of the most star-studded trios in the NBA. Luka Doncic and LeBron James would be joined by a generational scorer in Durant, thus forming the ultimate big three, on paper. The harsh reality of this potential trio, however, is that Durant and James will both be 37 or older next season, and injuries are a concern with both. Durant has missed just 22 games between the 2023-24 and 2024-25 seasons, but he missed 35 in 2022-23 and 27 in 2021-22. James, meanwhile, has missed at least 25 games in 4 of the past 7 seasons, and is currently nursing a groin injury. For that matter, Doncic has missed at least 15 games in 4 of his 7 NBA seasons, including 31 during the 2024-25 campaign. That painful reality must be taken into account, especially when one considers how injuries have derailed Durant's past 2 attempts at building a big three. That includes his current partnership with Bradley Beal and Devin Booker in Phoenix. For the Lakers, maximizing James' remaining time in the NBA requires a brash approach to accepting reality, and trading for Durant might not fall within those parameters. In saying that, there's no way around how dominant the trio of Doncic, Durant, and James could be. All 3 players have scoring titles and a minimum of 1 trip to the NBA Finals as the go-to player on their respective resumes, and each has proven capable of playing alongside another star. One simply can't help but question if the opportunity cost and their respective injury histories would make this a trade worth completing. Max Christie makes admission after Mavericks-Lakers Luka Doncic trade. Max Christie took some time for an exclusive interview with Clutch Points to discuss dealing with adversity in recent games. Max Christie played well to begin his Dallas Mavericks career. Although Mavs fans were still frustrated after losing Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers, Christie's play provided an element of hope for the future. With Anthony Davis being limited to just over 3/4 of play with the Mavs due to an injury, Christie emerged as the bright spot of the Mavs trade with the Los Angeles Lakers in February. However, Christie's performance has seen a decline in recent weeks. I think he's getting great looks. As a scorer, as a shooter they go in or they don't, and right now they are just not going in for him, head coach Jason Kidd said of Christie's recent struggles following the Mavericks' 126-116 defeat against the San Antonio Spurs on Wednesday. He's getting, again, great looks. We need him to continue to keep taking those looks. And then on the defensive end, he's competing at a high level. It's just those looks that he was getting earlier were going in. Right now, they're just not. What are Christie's thoughts on his recent performance? The Mavericks guard took some time to speak with Clutch Points after the Mavericks-Spurs game on Wednesday. He discussed dealing with adversity, advice he has received from Anthony Davis, his thoughts on the city of Dallas and more. Without further ado, here is Clutch Point's exclusive interview with Max Christie. This interview has been lightly edited for clarity. Max Christie gets 100% real on dealing with adversity. Joey Mistretta, starting out. The transition of going to a new team. Now it's been a month plus, just how has that transition been for you? Max Christie, it's been relatively smooth for the most part. I think I'm gelling with the guys a lot. I think everything has been pretty smooth for the most part. Starting to get settled down in Dallas for the most part, too, so everything's been pretty smooth. I really can't complain so far. Mistretta, when you first joined the team you were on fire, obviously, and lately. Coach was saying you're getting good looks and they're just not going in right now. Is that what it is you think? Christy, it's just some adversity for sure. Mentally there's a lot going on for sure with the move and to be expected, to be honest. I'm just trying to put one foot in front of the other and just honestly try to help this team win. I'm not trying to put myself and my struggles over anybody else. This team is more important than me, obviously. So yeah, I mean, I'm getting good looks, they're just not falling, so I just gotta keep trying to put them in. Mavericks Anthony Davis gives Max Christie support. Mistretta, you obviously had a close relationship with AD heading to this team. Has he given you any advice amid that adversity? Christie, I mean, yeah, he's always been super supportive. He's super supportive of the guys as well. He's always here and he's always showing up. Making sure he's encouraging us, so that, that speaks volumes to he is, and how much he means to this team. Mistretta, how about Coach Kidd? Amid this adversity, he's a guy who is a Hall of Famer, obviously. Just what has his message been to you? Christie, just staying aggressive. And like you said, I'm getting good looks, so just keep letting them go. I put in the work, I put in the time, and so, for me, just having confidence in that and continuing to let them fly. Christie believes in the Mavs. Christie, absolutely, we're not here to try to tank and lose games. We're still in the playoff picture, so we got guys here. When we get healthy we're gonna be a good team regardless of, the standings and whatnot. We have a chance to make a run. We have a chance to play to our potential. So for sure we're trying to win as many games as possible and we're not trying to just give up on the season. Mistretta, did anybody else on the Mavericks reach out to you specifically when you first joined this team? Christie, I mean, no, not really. I think everybody was still focused on their own season, obviously. I wouldn't have expected anybody to kind of go out of their way just to kind of welcome me in. I'm a professional and as a business I gotta take care of myself. But obviously the guys have been, all around they've been super supportive as well. So everybody has been reaching out. Everybody's been taking care of me. Christie's thoughts on the city of Dallas. Mistretta, last question, just kind of a fun one, thoughts on the city of Dallas outside of basketball? Christie, I like it so far. It's, relatively slow compared to LA. I'm a slow guy, so I kind of like it that way. The cost of living is much lower and, overall I'm liking it so far. So I'm enjoying it.